Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Abe with MysticGenMara.com, a small town mystic from the middle of Idaho. And today, when I get done fighting with my mic, we're going to do a tarot unboxing. This is one I've had my eye on for a while, and then I accidentally clicked the wrong button. So I have the mini version instead of the full size, but it's the Mystical Manga Tarot, or Manga, depending on who says it, and it is by Ran and Barbara Moore. So the reason that I kind of was looking at this one is I really do enjoy a lot of anime type stuff. I know that's kind of an an interesting take, but it is a true statement. I do enjoy that type of entertainment on occasion. And when this one popped up, my first thought was, wait, they have a good manga looking tarot deck. So I immediately put it in my wish list and waited for a little bit because I was like, I think I have enough tarot decks. I have enough oracle decks. Well, there's a difference between saying that and actually believing it. So it is now in my hands. But it was one of those ones where you just kind of feel like you needed a new deck, and that was where this one came in. So, and in the description, I've put the links to the full-size one and to this one, so you can check out the full-size one if you want. But the back has almost a steampunk-esque, like that's the first thought when I looked at it. It's probably more along the lines of a lot of the back of the anime decks books when you look at them. But we are going to get started with this one. It's kind of fun though just to have a smaller deck because you can like pocket travel with it. It's not going to be a big deal. The Magician is pretty cool. I like, and that's one thing I will say, focus. No? Okay. About the anime world is their attention to detail when it comes to the metaphysical is so much fun. Anime and manga, it's both. There's such a unique style amongst it. The High Priestess and the Empress, of course, are the typical. Not atypical, but they are some waifu energy going on there. Like I said, these are tiny, so it's probably not as good showing up, but they are definitely an interesting set of cards. And this is probably not going to be super interesting for everybody, but if you do like this type of entertainment, the Lovers, they have a very interesting background. I'm not sure if it'll zoom in or not. There we go, hopefully. But their angel that's above them protecting them is a little intense looking. Like, I'm not sure if I'd want that protecting me, but you never know. So let's take a peek. Wheel of Fortune looks pretty cool. All the snakes wrapping around it, definitely showing that more woo-woo side of things. The Hanged Man gives me the image of Full Metal Alchemist. The kind of the way it was. There's one part where one of the boys is wearing the one arm. I can't remember his name. It's been a while since I watched it. Edward, I think, has all these straps, and that's kind of what that makes me think of. And I'm sorry, but you can never really go wrong with death when it comes to anime or manga. One of my all-time favorites, and this is a kind of a gory anime, is Toko. It's an older one from, I think, early 2000s. At least that's the one I have. And the monsters in it are so well done, but it's definitely a creepy image. And of course, they have to make the devil almost pretty, which if you can, my camera would work. That'd be cool. No? Okay. But the tower is way too pretty. Like, it doesn't give you that, oh no, there's things that are falling apart and I have to deal with it energy. But that's all right. What else do we have? The sun has a very creepy almost vibe to it. Like, the sun itself is very much creeper energy is what I'm getting off of it. It's pretty, and it'll probably read just fine, but that's my initial. The Ace of Wands is very fiery. This one reminds me of a very specific anime, and my brain just ran off with it. So if you happen to remember what that is, drop that in the comments, because my brain's we're having a day, let's put it that way. Hop through the rest of these real quick, and we'll hop into the cups. The Ace of Cups. This one just inspires cool energy. It's like something something from beyond where it's reminding you that everything has to start from somewhere. It's a very, like I said, it's chilling energy. The Two of Cups has a very, I like this card right here in a lot of decks, and it's one that I will look at in certain decks. This one definitely inspires that connection, that potential partnership, and generally friendship or romantic partnership. It's not so much about the other versions. But let's take a peek here, hopping through. So I want to look at the water court cups. So the Page of Cups is a little mysterious. It's almost like he's a little bit of a magician himself, but he's only working with the water element. The Knight of Cups, trusty steed there watching over him. And it's interesting because they take the water and apply the moon to it. And I don't know if that was intentional or not, but the moon hanging out up here definitely inspires that more intuitive and quiet energy. At least that's how it's coming across to me. The Queen of Cups is definitely a little more flamboyant. No jiggle physics with the cards, so there's none of that. But the King is not what you would expect. Like, normally the kings are older, but when you look at anime and manga, that's not always the case. Sometimes they can be 300 years old and be 24. The Ace of Swords is giving that contemplative energy. Swords and their air components are all about that type of thing, and this particular deck is very tied into that. The Seven of Swords has got a little playful going on there, which is an interesting way of looking at it. Then so the Page of Swords in this deck is interesting because it's almost like there's a sun or a moon. There's some kind of a luminary in the background. But again, you're going with that page energy, has that almost wizard aspect to it. The knight is ready for his battle, and we've got the queen. It's interesting because this queen, I don't know if you can see her face too clearly there, she is definitely showing her authority and her you had better step up or else energy. And the king, he's just bored. He's been there, he's done that. Why are you bringing this problem to me again type vibe? And then we have the Ace of Coins. I like the cornucopia in the bottom because that does indicate that you were at the beginning of prosperity, you're at the beginning of abundance. So you're moving towards something better. But the Two of Coins in this deck makes me think a little bit of the Fool. There's a little bit of that lackadaisical type vibe going on here. And that's not a bad thing, that's just a thing. Hop up here to the court cards. And our Page of Coins, he looks like an apprentice in an old school banking system, or like maybe a little steampunk, I just lost the name of the movie. Steam Boy, I think's the name of it. That style of dress. And then we've got our Knight of Coins, and he's definitely ready for a fight, but he's dressed with almost like he's ready for a fight in Antarctica. I mean, he's all bundled up in his warm clothes. The Queen of Coins is very trying to be demure. Again, no jiggle physics, but it's there. And then we have the King of Coins. There's a little bit of a, I don't know if you can see it too well, but the way they designed his eyes, again, I didn't mean to get the mini, but this is a cool deck no matter what. He's got almost a sinister or a cheeky, like, just you wait, I have surprises for you energy going on. So, and as is our normal, we will go ahead and do a quick reading, but I mean, it's a small deck. Like, it's literally a good, perfect size for travel. If you have if you need glasses or something like that, this is probably not the size for you. That's why I put the other set in the description as well, so you can check that out. But when I opened the package, I was like, well, this is a lot smaller than I thought, and then I reread what I ordered, and I was like, oops. So we make do with what we have. But it is fun to have a smaller deck sometimes because it allows you to get a different feel for things. I mean, versus some of the, like this particular critter here versus like these guys. There's a significant size difference there. But I will do a test reading just to see how things go. First card, and we'll just do 3 cards. So the first card is the Magician, and I'm getting the impression this is going to be a starter energy for you. Whether I add this one to my list of decks to use or not, I don't know, but it is a fun deck. The Magician is saying, whoever needs to hear this, you have all the tools that you need. Everything's available to you, and you are the master of your creation. You're the one who gets to decide how this is going to play out. And you get to pick earth, air, fire, water, bring them all together. You're not elevated beyond this terrestrial right yet, is what I'm getting, and that's something that's interesting, because it's in some of the other decks it actually points to heaven more so. This one is really focused on you're here in this world, and that's where your energy is focusing. So the first answer to the question, whatever question at hand we're going with here, is the Ace of Wands. This is that one where I know this anime, but I can't place it. Or it could be a manga too. I've got a little bit of both, but this is saying you're in the position to start something new or enhance something you already are passionate about. This is bringing it to the forefront and releasing it. And that is actually a really cool aspect of this, is you're no longer willing to hide the fact that you can do all of this. Now you're stepping into the authority of, you know what, let's do this. Let's bring this out in the open. Let's just go for it. And the overall last card here, which is like part 2, we still have that Page of Cups. We have that mystical energy of the apprentice going on. So you're still a little bit of a wizard, but if you notice, this is why I said this card reminds me of the wizard. This is such a similarity in the fact of the wizard, or the magician, he's already got mastery, but this one is saying, I'm taking this mastery and I'm moving it into a deeper level. So whatever it is that you've got started, you're definitely moving from amateur or beginner into something deeper, and that's where you start bringing in some of those higher frequencies. So the underlying energy here is the Two of Swords. There may be some conflict, there may be a little bit of darkness going on behind the scenes, but this is what's building your strength. This is what's encouraging you to move forward, is this more subtle energy here. So I feel like this is going to be a fun deck to get to know. I might have to go ahead and get the bigger version of it for video readings, but if you're looking for a fun one just to kind of have on travel size, on the bottom we've got the Three of Swords, which is kind of a sinister little card anyway in general, but this one actually brings the sorrow into it. The lady's crying on it. But if you're looking for a kind of a fun deck, there is a full-size version available, and the mini is great if you're wanting to travel with it. I probably won't do too many of the minis just because they are very small and easy to lose. But if you're interested, you can check that out. Links are in the description. Like I said, it's kind of a fun deck. If there's other decks that you're curious about, let me know and I'll see what we can collect up. With that, I will let you guys go. Have a great rest of your week, and I will see you in the next episode.